Hello and welcome my friends to The Flying Kick. I am Savino as always, and today we will take a look at the recently released demo for Shobatsu, an indie beaten up developed and published by the awesome guys at Utopic Ninja Works. Shobatsu will take you to feudal Japan, and while the demo has no intro, you will get a hint of what's going on in a small and gorgeous cutscene before the game starts. Actually, everything here looks pretty good. The game is beautifully made with some nice hand-drawn graphics, the visuals are highly contrasted with vivid colors and deep blacks that look amazing, especially if you have an OLED screen. The backgrounds are also pretty good with lots of details and Japanese motifs that really sell the feeling of an ancient Japanese village. One thing I definitely like here is how the mountains in the distance are a bit out of focus. A small detail, but one I appreciate very much, especially because it helps to improve the parallax effect. Animations are also very good. Your character moves with fluidity, with his car flying around with each move you make. The same can be said about your enemies, who are also very well animated, and seeing them flying around is very entertaining. As it should be, Shobatsu's soundtrack is inspired by Japanese music with strings and drums taking the composition's front row. There are only two tunes here, one on the level and the boss music, and while they fit the game perfectly, they are nothing you haven't heard before. The same can be said about the sound effects, your attacks sound good, but again, there is nothing here out of this world. The one thing I don't like is the screams and grunts from your enemies. Probably this is a demo thing put together in haste so everything could be ready on time, but there are screams louder than others, screams that seem to be cut halfway through, muffled screams, and some that sound like the voice actor had swallowed the microphone. It's honestly a mess and doesn't help the experience. I mean, it doesn't make the experience worse, but it doesn't improve it either. Now, when it comes to the combat, Shobatsu has a lot to offer, both on the good side and the bad side of things. Starting with the good things, the game is incredibly fast. Both your character and your enemies are pretty agile, and seeing them running and jumping around the screens with the help of the awesome animation is a blast. To engage your enemies, you count on your trusted sword, and you have a weak attack, a strong attack, a jump, a block, a run button, and a special attack. You can combine your attacks to create new combos, and using your directional inputs will add new moves to your arsenal. The moves are awesome, powerful, and they are easy to pull. You have tons of aerial combos, and throwing your enemies up so you can finish them in the air is pretty simple. And you have a ton of enemies to fight in this demo, which was another thing that impressed me. For each screen you advance, there will be new enemies to fight, and learn how to deal with them is pretty fun. The demo also has a boss fight that will test your reflexes, since you will have to block incoming attacks so you can have a chance to strike. It's a short and fun demo, but unfortunately it's a bit too easy. Actually, this demo is a freaking breeze. While the combat's fun, dynamic, and pretty fast, it is also basically unstoppable. Your enemies have absolutely no chance against the juggernaut that you are. Your reach is huge, so most enemies won't have a chance to hit you. Some of your moves have a hitbox so big that even enemies behind you can be hit. And, as I mentioned, everything is incredibly fast, so you will be running up and down, mowing your enemies alive, giving them zero chance of reacting. To be honest, the only moments you will be hit in this game are the ones when they throw arrows at you or they hit you from behind while you're just starting a combo. Other than that, they will be lucky if they hit you. To make things worse, if you run and hit strong attack, you will throw your enemies into the air. Any enemy. This alone makes the game a breeze, since you can simply run around throwing your enemies in the air like volleyballs and bouncing them indefinitely off a wall. The gravity is also weak enough so enemies will stay in the air for a long time, enough for you to run to the other side of the screen and throw other enemies. Add this to the fact that you can hit enemies on the floor at any moment, and you have a recipe for boredom. The boss also has his share of problems. You see, when fighting with him, you have to block his attacks and only then hit them. That's a very common mechanic, but the problem here is that the game at no moment hints you about this type of mechanic. Yes, you can block in the game, but as I said, the game begs for you to move around and beat everyone as fast as you can, and no enemy during the levels blocks your attacks or forces you to block theirs. Hey, Future Savino here. So, when reviewing the footage, I noticed these girls with claws block your attacks, but it's so inconsequential that I didn't notice it until I saw their footage in slow motion, because her blocking is so drowned in special effects. So, yeah, there are enemies that block your attacks, but it seems to make no difference here. So, when reaching the boss, your first instinct will be to rush and attack, just to be crushed by him and be taken to the start screen. The combat feels could be better too. The enemies feel too light and the hit stun animations are too short and static, making hitting the enemies less satisfying than it could be. But despite the criticism, I think there is a great game here. The combat is very versatile, fast and dynamic, and the enemy variety is pretty great. I just think the game needs heavier enemies, better stun animations, and enemies that can block and parry your attacks so you don't simply go running around throwing everyone in the air. Shobatsu demo is available right now and you can find the demo on the link in the description below. I recommend you to try it out and give your feedback to the developer because I'm sure that's what they are looking for. Tell them Savino sent you. And that's it for the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed this quick look at this upcoming game and let me know what your thoughts are on that one. I'll be back this Sunday with 5 extremely unfair arcade games, but while you wait, I hope you all have an awesome week, and remember, keep it up.